Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity to join the subcommittee for today's hearing on a topic of great interest to the people of my state in Arizona. I wanted to be here because Phoenix is the largest city in the United States without access to passenger rail service. As other communities have gained access to passenger rail, they've experienced significant new economic opportunities, but Arizona thus far has missed out. I'm hopeful that will change, and there is reason for optimism. Amtrak has applied for funds under the bipartisan infrastructure law to restore long-distance train service to Phoenix via the Sunset Limited, and Arizona has submitted a proposal to the Federal Railroad Administration's Corridor ID program to advance frequent and reliable passenger rail service between our two large and fast-growing metropolitan areas, Phoenix and Tucson. Arizonans have wanted passenger train service between Phoenix and Tucson for decades. So it is no surprise that this effort has significant local and state support. The mayors of Phoenix and Tucson and other communities along the proposed lines are on board, and the state of Arizona is behind it and has provided $3.5 million in state funds for the planning effort. What does this all mean for Arizona? It means opportunity. Opportunity to connect our communities, make them more accessible and productive and more internationally competitive. Opportunity to boost our regional economies with better access to jobs and more private investment along the route. Opportunity to ease congestion along Interstate 10 to help reduce air pollution. Mr. Gardner, if Amtrak is successful in its application for federal funds through the bipartisan infrastructure law to restore long-distance train service to Phoenix, how specifically will these resources be invested, and how will these investments help advance and accelerate the development of the Tucson, Phoenix, West Valley intercity passenger rail line?
Well, thank you very much for the question, and I just had the pleasure of seeing the mayor of Phoenix and the mayor of Mesa recently and heard their strong interest and support in this. And as you said, it's really a pretty remarkable corridor, very, very strong local support, bipartisan support for bringing service back there. As we mentioned, Arizona DOT will be the lead. They've submitted corridor identification applications to consider service between Phoenix and Tucson. And what we're also trying to start is the work to connect Phoenix to the west back to the UP main line, the Southern Pacific Sunset route. That portion of the route was severed today. Our service, the Sunset Limited, goes to Maricopa, about 40 miles or so, I think, south of Phoenix. So it really misses the mark. And as you said, Phoenix's growth has been huge, and it's really frankly an embarrassment that we don't serve such a major and prominent city. And I would say that about many other cities, Nashville included, Columbus, et cetera, cities that are obviously of the right size. So we think the market in Arizona is great for intercity passenger rail, and we'll are partnering with the state to support that, and we are looking to undertake potentially that initial work to understand what it will take to restore the service back from Phoenix West and route our long-distance train that way.
I appreciate it. It's time. You said the word embarrassment. I mean, Phoenix is the fifth most populous city in the United States of America, and it does not have access to intercity rail service. I talked a little bit about the opportunities that will come with new passenger rail between Tucson and Phoenix. Could you talk about some of the benefits Amtrak has seen in other communities that get new intercity rail service and what ridership has looked like?
Well, we're really excited for this new service, of course, in the Gulf Coast coming. I would say that in general, we see very strong adoption when we introduce new service. Everywhere I go across America, communities small and big, the common refrain I get is, how come we don't have more trains? How come we don't have faster trains? How come I don't have more service in my community? I've really, literally never met anyone who wasn't interested in more trains to their locations. And when we see new service introduced, we get really an initial period, of course, of introduction, but we've seen very strong results. We just extended, for instance, the service to Burlington, Vermont, up from Rutland, which has been a long time coming, and we've already exceeded our expectations there in terms of the ramp up of the service. We anticipate again, where we can produce a reliable, frequent, and competitive option, that passengers will come, and that the state will see real value for its investment. I think this is clear because states continue to maintain this service year after year after year. Once it's installed, it becomes an integral part of the community, and they elect to continue those investments to preserve the service.
Thank you very much. My time is up. I yield back. Thank you.